Good morning, everyone. Welcome back again to Spiritual Growth Tarot and Astrology. I'm Denise, and I'm using the Mermaid Tarot today. And the day, of course, of this reading today is, well, I'm actually doing them the day ahead of time because I have to get them out by midnight because I'm not a night owl at all. But anyway, this reading is for September 13th, Tuesday, September 13th. And the moon's in Taurus, 0 degrees Taurus at 6 a.m. And it's squaring Pluto and Capricorn, so it can be a little challenging this morning. But Taurus is so good for feeling bliss and feeling pleasure. You know, it's ruled by Venus. Oops, this one's coming up here. And, oh, so we have the King of Pentacles. Now, that's a very Capricornian card. I guess that's the reminder that the slower planet tends to win. So, the moon is going to have to surrender. Our emotions are going to have to surrender to working when we don't feel like it this morning, I think. It's possible that we want to just kick back and stay in bed, or maybe we want to get a massage or something, right? Because that's the thing that happens with Taurus, Venus energy. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Lovers. I love the image because this is all about self-love, and that is what the Lovers is really about. It's about making decisions, choosing relationships coming from the mirror of relationship where you're fully met, and the decisions to walk away from relationships with this Eight of Cups in the middle. This is, we have Mercury retrograde in Libra. And it is opposing Jupiter in Aries, like I've been saying. If you haven't already watched the weekly video, if you have time to watch the whole thing, although it is time-stamped for each day, but you'll see that all week we have retrograde Mercury opposing Jupiter in Aries. So the cards are pretty much telling the story as well. If you have in the past chosen relationships based on someone who's very successful, and it turned out that they didn't match you on the heart levels, that you don't feel met in your heart space, you're having to walk away with the Eight of Cups here. This card is about walking away because you've done everything you possibly can and it hasn't worked out. So you're having to let go. You're having to even take your loneliness and walk away. Sometimes, though, this card has to do with traveling. And if that's the case, then you would ignore the sleeping and especially if you're going to be traveling, lining up some travel for maybe somewhere across the water, which could be a really beautiful vacation, right? And if that's the case, then these cards, bookending the Eight of Cups would have to do with all the planning with the King of Pentacles, all the beautiful planning that has to go into a trip. You're creating your itinerary, you're working with the airlines, and you can't have more than 50 pounds in a bag unless you're going to pay extra. All of those things. And if that's the case, the Lover's card would be here to speak to those decisions that have to be made, where you're weighing all the possibilities. You're here, but you're going to be going here. What do you really need when you get there? And you're trying to maybe lighten your load. But astrologically, with the moon squaring Pluto, Yeah, it's kind of the same thing, actually. Like the moon in Taurus may want to just take everything that you know will make you very, very comfortable on your trip or wherever you're going in your life. Because the moon in Taurus is beautiful for tapping into the all and the bliss and the pleasure of being in a body. And then the King of Pentacles is over here saying, yeah, but what will that cost? Right? But he's all about abundance. He's all about providing for anything that you need to have what you want and what goals you are creating as well, what goals you're working within. So he's all about getting yourself to a place where you feel that you're safe and secure and you have not only everything you need, but you have so much more than you want. And maybe these cards are speaking to walking away from anything that doesn't create that sustainability in your life. And you're learning to love yourself. With the Lovers, that's my primo card for self-love. You're learning to love yourself better than you ever have before, because you have to have that deep, loving relationship with yourself before you can expect it to be, in your life mirrored back to you, right? That's just the way it works. But like I said before, with Mercury retrograde in Libra, it is all about relationships, and the Lovers card is mirroring that literally as well. So communications, inner communication, and then relaying what you need to say to your loved one or to whomever is in your life, because the Lovers card is really just the choice for relationship, or choices, decisions that come up in relationships. They're not a have to, they're a constant communication and checking in and working things through. But generally, it's a card of having a strong bond and looking for that deep love to be mirrored back to you. And if you don't have that, it's time to walk away. It's time to let go. It's time to make a change, with that Eight of Cups there in the center. So anyway, that's it for today. Like I always say, feel free to drop in the comments how you're doing. And meanwhile, sending lots of hugs through the ethers, virtual hugs. Okay, take good care, you guys. Bye.